Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a comparison of the Moto Z Droid and the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. So let's get right into this video. So you may be wondering, why am I doing a comparison video? Well, that's because I wanted to do something kind of special for you guys. Because my channel is growing pretty rapidly in subscriber count and views. I wanted to stick to a 1-week upload schedule. So I'm going to do an upload schedule of roughly 1 week, maybe 2, it depends on if I'm busy or not. But I'm going to try to stick to a 1-week upload schedule. To do that, I'm going to be making different style videos. Some are going to be comparisons, some are going to be drop tests or durability tests. That's mainly if I have like a broken phone that's completely broken or something like that. So yeah. So today we're going to be doing a comparison video, and I have a destruction video of an LG L9 to release still. I'm going to be doing that probably this week. I don't know yet. But, and a quick little update as well. I got a new phone. This is a Samsung Galaxy S8 Active. It's not Active, S8 Plus. I got this a couple days ago. It's basically brand new. It's a 256 gigabyte internationally unlocked Exynos model. So that is really cool, and I did get a 256 just because I wanted more storage. So this will be my new main phone for a year or so. So yeah, look forward to seeing this more, and I really like this clear case with the pop socket. So yeah, that's mainly so I don't drop it. So yeah, starting off, we're gonna do with a startup test because these phones both or this especially is a little glitchy at startup. Sorry about that, my tripod. So yeah, we're gonna do a startup test in 3, 2, 1. And you may be wondering, why am I comparing these two phones? They're nothing similar. Well, that's because they both came out in 2016, and they both have Snapdragon 820 processors. So I thought, why not do a comparison of that? And they're both fully up to date on Android 8.0.0 Oreo. Well, at least what they can run. And do note on this S7 Edge that it does have some LCD issues. Just ignore it. There's nothing I can do about that, really. But yeah, so let's see which one starts up quicker. They're both, or this is a T-Mobile phone, this is a Verizon phone, although that one's unlocked. Okay, so it looks like the S7 Edge was first, so I'm going to unlock both of these and just get them doing their thing, because they do take a little bit at startup to get up to speed. Well, at least Samsung does. So yeah. So let's look around these phones and see what's on the bodies. So we'll start off with the screens. The difference between these two is the top and bottom. Now, the screens on these are both 5.5-inch screens, although, as you know, the S7 Edge, and this can also be a comparison for the S7 in a way, but the S7 Edge has a curved screen, which is a very, very nice feature. It has the Edge panel accessibility. Sorry, it's not going to do it on the lock screen, but yeah, you can use the Edge panel, and it's just overall a great power user phone due to that. The Moto's, and it also gives good shortcuts. The Moto Z has a flat screen, although it's still 5.5 inches. These are both 1440p screens. They both look very, very nice, being that they are both OLEDs, or AMOLED, whatever you want to call it. Now, at the bottoms here, we see they both have buttons on the front, although this is a capacitive button on the Moto Z Droid, and the S7 Edge, I'm going to keep calling it an active, I swear, has a pressable button with also capacitive keys for the recent apps in the back button. Well, this just has the fingerprint scanner with on-screen Android keys. So now let's take a look at the tops. They both have an earpiece right in the middle, although this one also doubles as a speaker. They both have front-facing cameras. I believe this is a 5 megapixel and this is also 5 megapixel as well. We got some sensors here on the S7 Edge, and the main advantage to the Moto Z is it actually has a front-facing flash, which depends on what type of person you are that really wants that, but it's still a nice feature to have. So now we're going to take a look at the right side. So taking a look at the right side, we see the only thing on the S7 Edge is a sleep-wake button or power button, and then we have the whole button layout on the Moto Z on this side. We have the volume up, the volume down, and the power button, which are all very, very small, which I always found kind of weird with this phone. So let's move on to the other side. And they both have always on displays all the way, or by the way, I just have this one turned off. On the other side, we see the volume up and volume down buttons separated just like the Moto Z on the S7 Edge. And there's nothing on the Moto Z. So now we'll look at the tops. They both have SIM trays on the top, although it's on the other side on the S7 Edge compared to the Moto Z. Now, you might also notice, being this is the Moto Z Droid, it is very, very thin. This is one of the thinnest smartphones in the world. But at top here, we have one antenna band in the middle and a microphone right there. It's basically reversed microphone and SIM card wise on the S7 Edge, being that the microphone's right there, and we have antenna bands, 2 of them, on either side. Now look at the bottoms. Now, one of the advantages of the Moto Z is it actually has USB-C fast charging. Now, Samsung also has integrated fast charging into the micro USB port, so that's not a huge deal. But one of the advantages of the S7 Edge is it actually has a headphone jack, along with every single Samsung phone ever made, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And here's the S7 speaker and also a microphone. Now, turning to the back side, we see on the Samsung, we have the dual pixel 12 megapixel camera, and we see the 16 megapixel in here, both in the center. This one has the flash built into the little camera hump, and it actually has a dual color flash, unlike the single color flash on the S7 Edge. And we have sensors here for the heart rate monitor. We just have a Motorola logo on the back, which, okay, yeah, you can see that. We just have a Motorola logo on the back here and a Samsung logo on here. We also have identification for what the phone is, S7 Edge on here. And the only thing here on the Moto Z is the connectors for the Moto mods. And another advantage of the S7 Edge is it actually has a full glass back, while here we have a weirdly kind of textured metal back and 2 glass windows in a way on the top and bottom. Now, turning around to the front of the screen, I'm unlocking them. They both have fingerprint scanners, although apparently it does not recognize them there. They're both pretty quick, although the S7 actually has to be on for the fingerprint scanner to be activated. Let me go in here and actually turn on rotation lock, just so we won't have to deal with that. So now, let's go into CPU-Z and compare the phones there. We already know the S7 won the startup, but let's see not performance, but spec-wise, what's the difference here? And it looks like I actually have to download it on the Moto Z. Sorry about that. It's very quick to install. Okay. And I guess while we're at it, we can just look at the cameras on both while that's downloading. So we'll open up the camera here. I'm not going to do front cameras because they both basically look the same, besides this is a wide-angle camera, and I don't really want to show my face. Maybe I'll do a face reveal eventually, just not right now. Now, on the Moto Z, you can see this is in the same lighting conditions. It is a very, very choppy frame rate. The S7 is much smoother, and it also has much better low light performance. This camera is not very passable. It's alright in good lighting, but it's not always good. So now let's look at camera size. Oh, okay, so this is actually a 13 megapixel. Sorry about that, I was incorrect. Well, this is a 12 megapixel, although this is dual camera, or dual pixel, so it's going to look a little better. And then they can both record in 60 frames per second at 1080p and up to 4K at 30 frames per second, so that's kind of cool. And like I said, they're both on Android 8.0. So now we will go into CPU-Z and see what kind of specs both these devices have. And did it still not install? Wow. And this Moto Z has like a weird issue where it doesn't want to download apps. I think it's just a software thing. Okay, so we'll just go into CPU-Z on here. That's about, yeah, okay. Okay, so closing out all the apps besides CPU-Z just to make sure we have the most accurate readouts. So, like I said before, they both have Snapdragon 820s, exactly clocked too, both at 1.25 or 2.15 gigahertz. They both are quad-core chips, although there was an Exynos model of the S7 which actually had a octa-core, which is nice. I don't know if I said quad-core, these are quad-core chips. They both have the Adreno 530 for the GPUs, which are both very good chips. And ads. It does say 1080p here. That's just because I have the screen resolution turned down. They both are 1440p capable, basically. Both 5.5-inch screens, although this one has the Edge feature, which is much nicer. What else is different here? They'd probably have about the same pixel density if I had it on 1080p here. They both have 4 gigs of RAM with about the same. This has a slight advantage. It has a little more RAM, although this one has better RAM management from what I've noticed. They are both 32GB models. They're both running Android 8.0 Oreo. And one thing on the Moto Z, this is why I don't think anyone looking to get a Moto Z should get one unless you can get a Moto Mod with a battery case or a Moto Mod battery pack, or if you do not use it enough to where you're going to need to charge it constantly. This device only has a 2600 mAh battery for a Snapdragon 820 and a 1440p screen on 5.5 inches. The battery life on this phone is absolutely horrendous. It's honestly an insult to any modern smartphone. The battery, and this one does have a bad battery as well, but even new, these things never had good battery life. Now the S7 Edge had very good battery life when it came out, with a 3600 mAh battery, which is a very, very big difference here with phones like this, and I think that's all the same. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this comparison video. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment below. If you want to suggest any videos you want me to make, please do. I am open to all sorts of video suggestions, and I will see you guys next time.